Oh boy, lads, you're never gonna believe this. So here I was inside the Minecraft Deep Dark snapshot, mining, checking out the ancient city. If you don't believe me, here's my pickaxe. Of course, I have a pickaxe, but anyways, mining inside of the Deep Dark snapshot, and then what do I come across? Oh my gosh, it's a tier list. A tier list naturally generated inside of the Minecraft Deep Dark snapshot. Well, I guess we know what that means. Today, tier list of all of the Deep Dark stuff. Hold on. Do people actually still make tier lists? 4 months ago, TDM 10 months ago, and not looking good 11 months ago. Tommy, 4 days ago. Anyways, you know the deal. Go down below this video right now and drop a like for guaranteed 227 years of good luck. If you're new here, subscribe for free videos like this all the time. And today, where would you place the Warden, the ancient city, and the Shrieker inside of this tier list? Drop that down in the comments. Really, it was so kind of somebody to build this beautiful looking tier list inside of the Deep Dark biome next to the ancient city, and then actually go ahead and break down all the features inside of these experimental snapshots, like individually, so we can rank them. Of course, there's only one spot that we can start though. It's only fair to start with the thing that has literally been waiting inside of the game for like 2 updates now, the Sculk sensor. So I think the Sculk sensor made it into an earlier tier list that I made like forever ago. The Sculk sensor. This thing, I still definitely think it's going to revolutionize redstone. It's super interesting, like wireless redstone. What is not to love about the Sculk sensor? I guess other than the fact that it constantly snitches on you to the Shrieker and summons in the Warden, yeah, maybe that's not exactly an endearing quality, but like every other aspect of the Sculk sensor is so cool. The Sculk sensor is really, really amazing, but I don't think it's quite S tier amazing. Like, I don't know, something about it, maybe how it like tells on you and everything. I'm going to have to put the Sculk sensor inside of the A tier. Personally, super excited to actually get to mess with this thing in 1.19, try and set up like wireless doors, wireless redstone, traps, and stuff like that. Really, really excited for that. Now, moving on to the Sculk block. The Sculk block is maybe not equally as wonderful, but the texture on this thing, the animation, oh man, this is so good looking. Like for building, using this as like a carpet or like a ceiling or something. Amazing. And then how it can store XP too. That's really, really cool, but I don't know if it's quite A tier. I think we're going to put this block in B tier. Really, really nice texture. The animation is clean and everything, the XP storage, but it's just not as useful as the Sculk sensor. Let's go ahead and actually skip these two for now and take a look at the Sculk vein. The Sculk vein is kind of like glow-like, and it can go on a block. You could fill up a block like that. You could decorate with it. It's basically formed when the Sculk spreads from the catalysts and everything. And it's nice. I think it's a nice way to fade out the Sculk block onto other blocks. It looks pretty cool, but I don't know. I mean, comparatively to the other Sculk things, super useful for like redstone. You could also use it in builds. This thing is more of a building thing, maybe XP storage. The Sculk vein, I'm really sorry Sculk vein, but C tier. You are really nice for decoration, maybe terraforming, but it's a particular vibe, right? Like a very specific thing. Next up, Sculk catalyst. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one next. So the Sculk catalyst, super interesting block. Nothing like it in the game at all. We have a mob near the Sculk catalyst. We take the mob out. Instead of the mob dropping XP, basically we get the whole Sculk bubble thing, and then the Sculk spreads, and it looks really, really cool. Absolutely love the Sculk bubble, like animation thing. Love the spread of the Sculk as well. That's super cool. This is great. The Sculk catalyst is really, really cool, and I think maybe you pair this thing with like mob farms, and then you come back in and you like mine these blocks out for the experience. Yeah, potentially like really, really useful. Oh yeah, and that reminds me somehow, I have a new skin. Big shout out to Electric Taco. It's like the ultimate 1.19 skin. I have a frog helmet, I have the LA arms, I've got the Warden boots, the Sculk boots. Like, this thing is literally perfect. And the Sculk catalyst is absolutely wonderful. The only thing that I would change about it is its range. Right now, from what I've seen in the snapshot messing with the thing, I kind of wish it could spread Sculk a little more like efficiently or wider or whatever. So Sculk catalyst, you're gonna land in B tier for now. But I do really think that if the range could be expanded and the stuff could spread a little bit more dangerously, it could move up to A tier, for sure. That leaves us with one final Sculk thing, the Sculk Shrieker. Oh my gosh, the Sculk Shrieker. This thing is absolutely amazing. We'll start with the model. It's so clean. It's such a good looking model. Maybe this is like the most interesting looking block in the entire game. Yes, that's right, I said it. Name one block that is more cool looking than this thing. I will wait. It's literally impossible. It's such a cool looking block. The texture on the top with the souls chasing each other eternally. That's amazing. It blends really well with all these other things. That's great too. Of course, the function of the thing, like actually summoning in the Warden, granting the darkness effect. I'm excited about this thing. I really like this thing. It's amazing. It's great. And I think you could probably guess where I'm going to put this thing. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, that's so cool. But not yet, Warden, not yet. Too soon. Alright, Sculk, Shrieker, all of the things that it does, how it looks, everything. It's obviously the S tier. Obviously, easily S tier, solidly. Sculk, Shrieker. It's so amazing. You know what, now that I think about it, has anyone ever seen the bottom of a Sculk, Shrieker? I guess it just looks like this block. I guess that kind of makes sense. Alright, so the Warden is impatiently wandering around, but it's gonna have to wait. We're gonna save that for, like, the end. Next, let's take a look at the darkness effect. Okay, so to get the darkness effect in survival, we're going to need a couple different things to happen. First off, survival mode. Second, clear all of the effects that we have. Third, jump on this thing. And then I think this thing is going to give us darkness, or the Warden's going to give us darkness, or, you know, something. Somehow. We're going to end up with a darkness effect. Yeah, that right there. Oh my gosh, this thing is so creepy. Like, the Warden obviously paired with it. But, like, the effect, darkness, basically being blind, but not actually, like, being blind. It's fading in and out. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm really excited for the wild update. I think it's going to be amazing. And the darkness effect, maybe one of my favorite effects so far. I mean, there's recency bias. Like, meaning the effect is literally brand new, so of course we're going to be excited about it. But it's so cool. Like, the darkness fading out definitely adds to the atmosphere, makes it, like, 1,000 times more creepy. Darkness, amazing. Particularly love how it fades in and out to the light sources and everything. Yeah, it's so cool. Darkness effect, that's got to be inside of the A tier. Absolutely. Okay, so far we've talked about all these Sculk things, the darkness effect. Let's actually go ahead and talk about the deep dark biome next. So the deep dark biome is a big thing. It's like the entire biome, and I guess, in a sense, everything inside of the biome. But for this ranking, we're going to specifically just talk about the biome itself. So kind of just ignoring the ancient cities for a second. The deep dark biome, so places that look like this, being down inside of a cave system, mining, and then coming across something like this, yeah, it's definitely going to shake up the mining game for sure. There's going to be a little bit more strategy you're going to have to use. Otherwise, Warden encounter, not exactly good. But the biome itself, like just clusters of Sculk all over the place, I really do hope that this biome, like, isn't finished. I hope they're going to change more to it. For example, I do really like this and how it kind of blends into the normal cave and everything, but I just feel like it needs a little bit more. Right now it looks random, like there's just Sculk sitting here. For example, one small thing that I think would be really cool is maybe take like any pillars inside of these caves, inside of the biome, and maybe change them to like bone or something. That could be cool, or at least maybe partially the bone. Or if not bone pillars, what about like random bone spurts coming out of the ground? So you could have something like that, you know, kind of random, just really, really simple. Doesn't need to be very advanced. You could do things like that coming out of the ground as well here. I don't know. And then maybe it could come out of the ceiling as well, just like things with bone. Like immediately doing simple things like that, almost like a tree almost, but it's, again, literally bone. Yeah, doing things like that, I think it will instantly make the biome feel even more creepy. I also don't really see a problem with adding something simple like bone generation to this biome. Like, I mean, sure, bone blocks get easier to get, but that's not really a problem. It's just bone meal. So maybe bone things or like a plant or something, kind of like these nether sprout stuff. Just something. I feel like the biome maybe needs a little bit more to spice it up. Don't get me wrong, it has a cool structure and all, but to be honest, right now, I see this biome inside of the E tier. I think it's really empty and maybe just needs a little bit more. Alright, but inside of the biome, the ancient city. Oh my gosh, the ancient cities. So, in the grand scheme of things, we kind of have no clue as to what this thing is actually going to be for. Like, is this a portal? What is it? But, like, the city itself, the structure, the generation. Oh man, this is amazing. I am so excited about this city. This is one of my favorite things about that Deep Dark Snapshot. Like, it's so cool. We were checking this out on stream, you know, like running around inside of it, and it's just amazing. Like, these things, what are these? Are these statues? Like, this kind of looks like an arm to me, but then there's no face, so maybe it's just like a big pillar, and then of course you have the giant sculpture of the Warden in the middle. Amazing. These lanterns right there, the whole castle vibe with the wool. Of course, the deepslate. How could I forget? Didn't mention that until now. I should be punished for that one. Just everything about this thing. The city, it's so exciting. It's amazing. These little sculptures, the candles, the fact that there's actually skeleton skulls inside of the cities. I can barely breathe. I'm so excited about these cities. And yeah, if you didn't know, skeleton skulls can actually generate inside of these things. Look at that right there. And then of course, like loot chests inside of the cities as well. The Warden, like everything to do with the city. It's amazing. The cities are like perfect. Such an interesting looking structure. And they're massive. I mean, who doesn't like big things? This thing is big. I am excited about the ancient cities. If I was going to place things, like rank them individually within the S tier, ancient city is first. than the Sculk Shrieker. I'm sorry, the ancient city is just so cool. Like, it's an amazing, gigantic city, and then the lore, I didn't even talk about the lore. Like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. The ancient cities are amazing. Really, really good. However, there's one thing inside of the ancient city that I don't necessarily think is as amazing. The ancient city loot. Let's talk about the loot next. So, the loot is scattered throughout the city. I like where the loot actually generates, like, you know, inside of chests and everything. Could be kind of cool to see chests, maybe like, with Sculk on them or something. I don't know, I guess it would be different, but anyways, loot inside of the cities, it's cool. But the actual loot itself, so this one, candles, bones, Sculk blocks, books, I don't know, let's look at another one. Let's just go ahead and go back over to what used to be this, like, gigantic building over here. We had a couple chests. We have enchantments. That's cool. Snowballs as well. That's good for avoiding the warden. That's nice. This one, bones, snowballs. Yeah, my point here is I feel like the loot, even with a unique enchantment inside of the city, I don't know. I feel like the loot just isn't exactly it. Like, it's not exactly enticing enough. I definitely think that there needs to be some kind of unique loot item inside of the city, like something special that we're going here that isn't just the Swift Unique enchantment. A couple things that I could think of, maybe a new totem, kind of like the totem of Undying. What would it do? I'm not too sure, but, you know, like a unique totem or something that could be cool. Maybe even a unique piece of gear, like a different helmet or a different tool or something, you know, maybe something even just uncraftable that you can only loot from these cities, you know, kind of like the Elytra. That could be kind of cool. Or maybe even just something like plain old valuable, like lots of valuables, like tons of diamonds that you could loot from the city or something. I don't know. I do like the loot with the snowballs and the bones and stuff, but right now it kind of all just feels like filler, like subpar loot. So, ancient city loot. I'm gonna have to throw you all the way down here in E tier. You're not like terrible, like I do like some aspects of it, but I really think it's not very enticing. Like, the main reason I'm coming here is to literally look at the city and I guess experience the warden, not really get the loot. But, loot. Let's talk about the Swift Sneak enchantment, because that's inside of the loot. So the Swift Sneak enchantment is a brand new enchantment. It's got 3 tiers. I do like that. Right now, it's a boot enchantment. Maybe it might be moved to a legging enchantment, but then again, if you've heard about that, I know IBX Toycat made a video. Some other people have talked about it. Was it all just an elaborate troll from King B-Dogs on Twitter? Definitely a possibility. I don't know. The enchantment is, right now, the boot enchantment and mutually exclusive with the other boot enchantments, so you're going to have to either pick Swift Sneak or Depth Strider, you know, things like that. And Swift Sneak basically makes you sneak a little bit faster. You could maybe use this for, like, bridging faster, building faster, of course, sneaking away from the warden a little bit faster. It's a cool enchantment. I actually like it. It doesn't cause any durability damage, so that's really, really nice. That's my biggest complaint about soul speed. So, Swift Sneak. I'm gonna have to put you in B tier. If you become a legging enchantment, maybe move up to A tier because unique legging enchantment. But yeah, Swift Sneak, I do like it. I think it's cool. So we've taken a look at the biome, the darkness, that, all of that stuff right there, this stuff and this stuff. That leaves us with 2 final things: the Warden and reinforced deepslate. Let's do that next. Oh man, reinforced deepslate. What does it do? What does it do? Is this a portal? I mean, looks suspiciously like a portal to me. I don't know. Looks like the block has like a spine or bones going on. Reinforced deepslate with bones or something. I don't know. You can't get it in survival, which is really, really interesting. And back to what does it do? Is it a portal? Like, I mean, it literally looks like a portal. That or a TV or something. Like, what is this? Oh, it's so cool. It's a mystery. In test snapshot number 1, it was discovered that you can actually move the stuff with a piston too, and it's not really breakable, or it is breakable, but it takes a long time. But anyways, you can move it, so you can make like a wither cage or something like that. So people doing that, that's a cool idea. But I guess, according to King B-Dogs, it's not really meant to be able to be moved like this, so that's probably going to go away. What is this thing? Is it a portal? Oh man, what is it? Reinforced deepslate is a big mystery, a really cool big mystery, and it's unique. It's really different. That's going to go in the A tier. Oh, that leaves us one thing. That leaves us with one thing, and I mean, I'm not even going to like waste time with it. We'll go ahead and put the Warden right inside of that tier. The Warden is obviously going to be S tier. What is not to love about the Warden? This thing is like literally perfect. Every single aspect of the Warden, how you summon it in, the whole darkness effect, the animations, like look at this thing literally crawling out of the ground right there. Probably shouldn't be so close. The Warden is perfect, and it's so strong too. Like it will literally one-shot you. It's so cool. And then also it just like it's crazy, and it hates everything else, like the bats and the zombies. Like, oh man, everything about the Warden. The Warden is so cool. This is like one of the best things, or maybe the best thing that has come to Minecraft in literally years. Like, and that's saying something, because the most recent updates have all been amazing in my opinion, like the Village and Pillage update, Nether update. Like, everything is so cool, but the Warden literally changes the game. It's like a horror game now. You stealth and you avoid the thing, and I mean, I can't even talk. I can't even talk. That's how amazing the Warden is. Oh man, the Warden is like perfect. It's obviously the whole time. I mean, be honest with yourself. From the whole time you read the title of this video, saw the thumbnail, started watching it, you already knew the Warden was going to end up inside of the S tier. The Warden is literally perfect. It's so cool. It's really amazing, and even without a drop, it's just great. The Warden's super strong. Yeah, I could go on all day about why the Warden is inside of the S tier. I don't think I need to, though. It's obviously inside of the S tier. And then the Deep Dark snapshot. Deep Dark so far, this is what we're looking at. It's actually pretty balanced towards the top of the spectrum, but we do have a couple things a little bit lower down. The Deep Dark biome, the loot inside of the ancient city, definitely needs a little bit of work, but everything else, I would say everything else is really, really well thought out, fits into the game really well. I mean, you know me, new Minecraft update, I'm always excited. I love this stuff, it's great, but the wild update 1.19, I am definitely like even more excited than normal for this update. This is gonna be such a cool update. Horror, creepy things, scary things, that's like my vibe, that's my stuff, I love it. You take it and put it inside of Minecraft, my other vibe, oh, you almost have everything that I love in life inside of this game. I'm really excited for the wild update, and especially all of this creepy stuff, the ancient cities, everything. It's amazing. Big shout out developers. Additionally, big shout out to my patrons, Monkey Boy Chuck, Tanner B, Faithful Rimwarp, and Andrew H. Thank you so much for the support. Leave a like if you haven't yet, subscribe for more videos like this, and your placement, what do you think? Ancient City, Sculk, Shrieker, Warden, do you agree with mine? Where would you put them? If you haven't yet, talk about that down below. Thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.